Welcome back everyone, and this is not my normal type of video that I usually do on video games, but today we're going to start on how to splice a cord. Now, have you ever had, say, like one of your pets chew through a cord like this or something, or one of your favorite Xbox controller cords, and you just don't got the money to buy another one? Well, most people know how to do this, but for you that don't, I'm going to show you how to do this. An average computer mouse. Yes, it does work. Right now, my computer is using this mouse. So here's the computer mouse. There's all the cord to it. So what we're gonna do? Okay, let's see. We're gonna cut this right here. Okay, we just cut the computer cord in half. So what your first step is to splicing is what you're gonna want to do. Concentrate on one half of the wire first. So you're gonna want to get a small knife like this, something you could trim that cord off with. And then this is the easy part right here. Go a few inches down the cord, make a small, very small incision, kind of like if you were like cutting up a belly of a fish to get the skin off of it to be able to cook it. This is what you're going to want to do. Try not to go too deep because you don't want to cut and hurt the internal cords, and just slice down the middle. And you're going to want to make sure when doing this to put some paper down or something, so if you're doing this on your table, you're not cutting up the table, because I used to do that quite a lot. There you go. And once you cut this like that, what you're going to want to do is split this right down the middle. It helps if you have a little bit of thumbnails. And then you pull out all of the cords. Just like this. Hang on, I'm trying to get this little blue cord out. Okay, there you go. You pull all of these cords out. You should have a couple of little multi-cords like this. Some things only have two, but there has to always be two cords. You want to go take a pair of scissors. Get rid of that extra lacing right here. We don't really need that now. And then you get this knife. You're also going to need some Scotch tape, but you're not going to need that until a later process. And what you're going to want to do is very, very delicately make a small incision on the kind of like the skin of the cord, and then you're going to want to take once you make a little cut. I don't know if you guys can see that, but if you see that little cut right there, you take that little cut, skin the wire. And then once you get a small incision like that, you can pull the wire loose. This copper, that's actually the wire that you need. That copper right there. And then you're going to want to, of course, cut off this little thing. You don't need that. And just to make sure it doesn't unravel, you're going to want to spin this cord up just a tad so it doesn't unravel. It doesn't need to be perfect, but that is how you do it. You just ravel it up a little bit, and then you just do this for each one of the cords. Gonna work on green now. This can be a real pain in the ass sometimes. You have to have real good hand-eye coordination for this. You have to work with small objects. Okay, so we almost have green here. It's being a stubborn bastard. I'm going to have to cut this off the other side. I used to have to do this all the time with my Xbox cords, because for the original Xbox, because my dog had a severe chewing problem and just could not chewing stuff. Okay, so there we go. We have green. It's now slightly cut off. We're going to move down to blue now. Just like all the other steps, make that small little incision. Try not to cut too deep, because it is a very delicate piece of wire. And then you pull off the skin. Try to make sure you have as many of the strands as you can get. Just like before, you just tie it up. Tight and shut up! Sorry about that. My dog has this new collar. You just can't stop itching. So anyway, back to the main matter. You keep twisting up the cord. And now we have 3 of the 4 cords done. Sometimes there might be a bare wire where there is no skin to the cord. It's just a bare brass wire. Or copper wire, actually. That's what I should say. So there's our incision. And now we're just going to cut up. That was actually a really good cut right there. Again, okay, where did I put my scissors? Take the scissors, and then you twist this one up so it doesn't unravel. And there. When you're done with one side of the wire, it should look sort of like this. You can see the copper. You try to make at least like a 1/2 of an inch of each. They can be longer. Okay, so now that we have this side done, we're just going to put this aside temporarily. And remember this side of the cord? Do the exact same thing. So first of all, we're going to have to take off this sheet of little plastic guarding the main internal cord so we can get in and start our work. This part is my least favorite part. It's a real pain in the ass, because if you go too fast, it doesn't do what you want it to. There we go. And then once you get this done, same process as the last time. Just peel it. And now there should be the exact same amount of cords in this end as there is in the other end. Okay, and then get rid of this. There you go. You have your other cords. So now we're going to have to do what's known as called trimming the cord, is what we did to those. So we only have 3 minutes left of this video. It's probably going to take up about 3 videos or so, but we could still trim these a little bit. And make sure not to cut your finger. I've cut my finger doing this before. It sucks. Okay. Then you grab this, trim that off, and then you twist that up just like all the other ones. Continue on to the next cord. That one's real easy. That one just came right off. Okay, so we have 2 of 4 cords done on this, 50%. I'm actually starting to get a real good handle of this. I just cut that blue one off, no problem. There's a few steps to this. Your first step is to repair the damage. If the cord has bite holes in it from like a dog, so what you're going to want to do is you're just going to cut the damage area off. So you don't use the damage area because there's no point in that. Second step is to kind of gut the wire. Like what I showed you, how like you cut the wire open and it'll end up like this. And then you're going to want to trim the wires. And then once you have them all trimmed, you roll them up. So therefore they all should look like this. All nice and trimmed. Real easy. And this has a really good chance of working if you do it right. So, if you want to see how to finish this and repair your item, please join me for video 2 of splicing a cord. Thank you for tuning in.